There's a major update in the Elon Musk Donald Trump drama, but before I get into that, I want to talk about an issue that's actually very important right now, and that's what ICE is doing in Los Angeles, California. Overnight, ICE officials launched a military style operation in Los Angeles to detain and conduct ICE raids throughout the city at multiple areas in Los Angeles, detaining dozens of people. But as part of these ICE raids, a number of protesters, a number of American citizens were either injured or detained as ICE officials literally used military style riot gear as part of their deportation efforts. It's a very serious situation right now. It got so serious to the point where the president of California's largest union, the SEIU in California, was arrested and detained. David Huerta was injured and detained by ICE officials, and he was reportedly just observing the operation. He was pepper sprayed by ICE officials, physically subdued by federal authorities, and was hospitalized for treatment at the Metropolitan Detention Center, where he remains in custody. He's an American citizen. He was not the target of any of these ICE raids, and yet he has now been detained and he was injured as part of them. And the raids featured heavily armed agents in tactical gears, the use of drones, blocked off streets, arrests across the city, which the ACLU and other advocacy groups are launching significant criticism right now. Now, before I continue, please consider subscribing to my Substack by clicking the button below or sending a one-time donation to support my work via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. They don't like that I'm reporting this, but I'm going to continue doing so because I have your support and you on my side. News of the raids triggered mass protests outside the Roybal Federal Building where detainees were being processed. Protesters blocked entrances, clashed with law enforcement, and were met with tear gas, rubber bullets, and riot police because the LAPD declared the gathering an unlawful assembly. At least 44 people in total were officially arrested, though advocacy groups say that number could actually be as high as 80. And people are warning that this weekend, this could only get worse right now. It could really get worse, and it could get worse fast. So we'll see what happens next. Now, meanwhile, Trump and Musk have their feud, and it's continuing. But overnight, Elon Musk decided to delete a number of the Jeffrey Epstein tweets linking Donald Trump to the Epstein files. But, folks, the internet is forever. And the fact that Elon Musk, who was a special government employee in the Trump administration, linked Donald Trump to the Epstein files is still something that the Department of Justice must investigate and must provide answers to the public. Trump, meanwhile, is not even thinking about Elon publicly, but behind the scenes, he's been actively discussing Musk's motives and behaviors. He was even just saying that Elon Musk's recent actions could be linked to alleged drug use, suggesting confusion over Elon Musk's new tone towards Donald Trump. And Elon Musk is learning that going against Donald Trump, well, he's learning it the hard way, that it's not a good thing. Because around his financial support right now hasn't earned much loyalty from Republicans on Capitol Hill. Most Republican lawmakers are siding with the president, not the billionaire, showing that Donald Trump is and still is and always was the most powerful figure in the Republican Party. Meanwhile, the United States Supreme Court has declined to hear two critical challenges. First, a challenge to Washington, D.C.'s ban on large capacity firearm magazines. And second, a Republican challenge to the Pennsylvania decision that mandates the counting of voters' provisional ballots. Meanwhile, big beautiful bill update on Capitol Hill. They want to get this passed before July 4th, before Independence Day, but 13 House Republicans have now written a letter to the United States Senate to reduce and offset the harmful effects of the bill's clean energy funding cuts, despite voting for the bill in the first place. It seems as though the more these Republicans learn what's in the bill, the more they read it, the less they want to vote for it, even though they already voted for it in the first place. An international neo-Nazi group known as the Base is actively regrouping and organizing paramilitary training in the United States, seemingly undeterred by local authorities or the FBI. Republicans are now growing increasingly concerned that budget cuts implemented by DOGE could jeopardize their prospects in the upcoming Virginia elections in November. Five leaders of the Proud Boys, a far-right extremist group who were all indicted and convicted of conspiracy and seditious related charges to January 6th, have filed a $100 million lawsuit against the United States government. That's all the news right now. Consider subscribing to my Substack by clicking the button below or sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. for more, and I'll see you this evening with more news.